Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Have you ever felt that destiny is stronger than your effort? Have you ever wondered why injustice sometimes rises while good people struggle quietly? And have you ever asked why Lord Shiva is worshipped in one place, not just as Mahadeva, but as Mahakala, the great time? In the ancient city of Ujjain, there stands the famous Mahakaleshwar Jyotirlinga, one of the 12 Jyotirlingas of Shiva. According to the Shiva Purana, in a section often identified as the Kotirudra Samhita, a demon named Dushan troubled peaceful devotees and stopped sacred practices. The text describes that in response to sincere prayers, Shiva appeared in a fierce form and destroyed the threat, and from that event, he became known there as Mahakala. This is the scriptural account, and viewers who wish to verify it can consult published editions of the Shiva Purana or traditional commentaries. But this story is not only about a battle, it is about time, fear, justice, and strength. The word Kala in Sanskrit means time, and time is something no one can escape. Empires rise and fall, wealth grows and disappears, even our worries change with time. Some scholars also note that Ujjain was historically an important center for astronomy and time calculation in ancient India, which gives the title Mahakala a deeper cultural meaning. In this video, we will carefully separate scripture from interpretation. We will explore what this story may teach about destiny and action in our own lives. Stay with us until the end to understand whether destiny controls us or whether courage and right action shape destiny. If this kind of thoughtful exploration inspires you, please like and subscribe so we can continue sharing meaningful stories with clarity and respect. To understand why Mahadeva became Mahakala, we must first understand the place where this event is believed to have happened. The city is Ujjain, known in ancient times as Ujjaini. In Hindu tradition, it is counted among the 7 sacred cities called Saptapuri. This belief is part of long-standing religious tradition and can be found in several Puranic references. Today, Ujjain is located in the Indian state of Madhya Pradesh, and it continues to be an important pilgrimage center. One reason for this importance is the temple of Mahakaleshwar Jyotirlinga, which is recognized as one of the 12 Jyotirlingas of Lord Shiva. The tradition of the 12 Jyotirlingas is widely accepted within Shaivism, and details can be verified in published editions of the Shiva Purana and other devotional texts. According to the Shiva Purana, a demon named Dushan disturbed the peaceful life of sages and devotees in Ujjaini. The text explains that he opposed Vedic practices and created fear in the region. While modern historians treat such accounts as sacred mythology rather than recorded political history, the religious tradition holds this event as spiritually meaningful. It describes that the frightened devotees prayed sincerely for protection, and in response, Shiva manifested in a powerful form to restore balance. Ujjain also holds historical value beyond mythology. It was an important center for learning and astronomy in ancient India. Some scholars note that Ujjain was used as a reference point for time calculation in classical Indian astronomy. This historical link with time makes the name Mahakala, meaning great time, deeply connected to the city's identity. While the scriptural event is a matter of faith, the city's cultural and astronomical importance is supported by historical research. Understanding both aspects helps us see that this story is not only about a divine battle, but also about a place where time, faith, and human fear came together in a powerful way. In the story recorded in the Shiva Purana, the central figure who caused fear in Ujjaini was a demon named Dushan. The text describes him as a powerful asura who opposed Vedic practices and disturbed sages who were living peaceful spiritual lives. It says that he tried to stop sacred rituals and created fear among ordinary people. As with many Puranic stories, scholars explain that these accounts belong to sacred mythology and religious teaching traditions, not modern historical records. Some details of such stories may vary slightly across different manuscripts or retellings, which is common in ancient texts copied over many centuries. However, the core theme remains consistent. A force of disorder rises, peaceful people suffer, and divine protection is sought through sincere prayer. When we read about Dushan attacking sages, it is important to understand the setting. In many Hindu texts, sages represent discipline, knowledge, and moral order. A demon attacking them is a symbolic image of chaos, disturbing harmony. This symbolic reading is an interpretation offered by many teachers and scholars, not a direct statement from the text itself. In real life, we may see similar patterns. A corrupt leader may misuse power. A bully in a school may target quiet students. A dishonest system may create fear among honest workers. In these situations, fear spreads quickly. People feel helpless, and silence grows. This is how disorder takes strength. The story explains that the people of Ujjaini did not fight back with violence first. Instead, they prayed with faith and unity. Whether one sees this as literal divine intervention or as a symbolic message, the lesson about collective courage is clear. Fear becomes stronger when people feel alone, but it becomes weaker when people stand together. Dushan in the scripture represents more than just a single character. He reflects the misuse of power and the pain it causes. Understanding this helps us connect the ancient story to real human struggles without exaggeration or blind belief. After understanding the challenge faced by the people of Ujjaini, we come to the crucial moment when Lord Shiva manifested as Mahakala. The word Mahakala comes from two Sanskrit words, Maha, which means great, and Kala, which means time. This title itself carries a deep meaning. Time controls everything in the world. It destroys kingdoms, fades wealth, ends life, and even changes emotions. In the story from the Shiva Purana, Shiva appears in a powerful, fierce form to protect his devotees when the demon Dushan becomes too strong. This fierce manifestation is described in traditional texts as a form that even the demon could not face, symbolizing the idea that when injustice grows unchecked, only immense force can restore balance. The scriptures emphasize that Shiva's transformation was a response to the devotion and prayers of the people. While we may interpret this literally as divine intervention, it also holds symbolic meaning. Many scholars and spiritual teachers explain that this transformation represents the awakening of strength and courage in the face of great challenges. In real life, situations that seem impossible often require us to rise in unexpected ways, just as Mahakala rose to face Dushan. For example, communities facing natural disasters or social injustice often find inner courage and unity that they did not realize they had. The lesson is that pressure and threat can awaken hidden strength. Another important aspect is the balance between effort and grace. The Shiva Purana shows that the devotees did not merely wait passively. They prayed sincerely and performed righteous actions, which can be seen as a form of human effort. The combination of their actions and the divine response demonstrates an important principle reflected in Hindu philosophy. Sincere effort opens the possibility for help, protection, or transformation. This aligns with teachings in the Bhagavad Gita, which emphasize performing duty with dedication without attachment to results. In this sense, Mahakala's appearance teaches us that transformation often comes when patience, devotion, and consistent effort meet the right moment, and that courage and determination are essential parts of responding to life's difficulties. Through this story, we see how the manifestation of Mahakala carries a timeless message of courage, protection, and the power to act decisively when challenges threaten peace and order. Time plays a central role in the story of Mahadeva becoming Mahakala, and understanding its significance helps us see a deeper meaning in the events at Ujjaini. The word Kala in Sanskrit literally means time, and in Hindu philosophy, time is seen as a force that governs all life. Nothing escapes its influence. Kingdoms fall, wealth fades, youth passes, and even natural landscapes change over centuries. This concept of time is discussed in various texts, including the Puranas, which describe the cycles of creation, preservation, and destruction. In the context of Mahakala, time is not just a measure, but a force that corrects imbalance, ensuring that justice and order are ultimately restored. Even powerful beings, including demons like Dushan, cannot escape the influence of time when it aligns with cosmic law. The concept of time in the story also has a psychological dimension. People naturally fear aging, loss, and failure. This fear can create stress, anxiety, or hesitation when facing challenges. When the demon Dushan caused suffering, the devotees of Ujjaini felt powerless and fearful. Their fear mirrors what humans experience today when they face overwhelming challenges, whether in work, relationships, or social situations. The story shows that acknowledging fear is natural, but it also suggests that facing it with courage and faith can bring transformation. The rise of Mahakala symbolizes that even in times of great danger or injustice, there is a higher force or principle that can restore balance and guide outcomes. Ujjaini itself reinforces this connection with time. Historically, the city was an important center for astronomy and time measurement in ancient India. Scholars note that Ujjain was used as a reference meridian for astronomical calculations, helping establish calendars and predict celestial events. This historical fact supports the symbolic connection between Mahakala and time, showing that both the spiritual and scientific traditions recognize the importance of understanding the cycles of life and nature. While the story is mythological, it aligns with real observations about the passage of time, change, and the natural order. Finally, time teaches a practical life lesson. Just as Mahakala appears when imbalance grows, we are reminded that patience, awareness, and action are required to navigate challenges. The story encourages us to accept change without fear, prepare for inevitable difficulties, and recognize that even destructive forces eventually pass. By reflecting on time in both its philosophical and practical dimensions, the tale of Mahakala helps us understand the value of resilience, courage, and perspective in our own lives. It shows that while we cannot control time, we can control how we respond to it, using courage, effort, and wisdom to face challenges that seem impossible. Many people often think that destiny controls everything, and that humans have little or no power over their own lives. This belief can make people feel helpless when facing problems, failures, or injustice. In the story of Mahadeva becoming Mahakala at Ujjaini, we see a similar idea being addressed. The demon Dushan caused suffering and fear among the devotees, and at first glance, it might seem that fate allowed this to happen. However, the Shiva Purana emphasizes that the devotees did not simply wait passively. They prayed sincerely, followed their duties, and acted with moral responsibility. Their combined effort and devotion were what invited the appearance of Shiva in his Mahakala form. This shows that destiny is not entirely fixed, and that action, prayer, and persistence play an essential role in shaping outcomes. This principle aligns closely with the teaching of karma in the Bhagavad Gita, especially in chapters 2 and 3, which highlight the importance of performing one's duty diligently without being attached to the results. While the Gita does not describe Mahakala directly, it offers a philosophical foundation for understanding stories like this. The story suggests that humans must take responsibility for their actions while remaining aware that certain forces like time and cosmic law operate beyond personal control. Real-life examples are abundant. A farmer plants crops but cannot control the weather. A student studies diligently but cannot predict every exam question. Or a professional works hard but may face unexpected challenges. These examples show that effort and preparation are necessary, but outcomes are not always guaranteed. This balance between effort and acceptance is a central lesson in Hindu philosophy. Understanding the interplay between destiny and action can reduce fear and promote confidence. People often blame fate when they encounter obstacles, but the story of Mahakala demonstrates that active, sincere effort can invite positive change. Whether interpreted literally or symbolically, the narrative teaches that problems do not disappear simply by hoping or complaining. Facing them with courage, discipline, and focus can transform the situation. This lesson encourages modern viewers to see life's challenges as opportunities to act wisely, prepare for change, and trust that persistent effort can create favorable outcomes. By reflecting on this story, we also learn patience and humility. Just as the devotees' devotion and righteous action led to the intervention of Mahakala, our consistent effort, ethical behavior, and awareness can help us navigate life's uncertainties. Destiny may set certain conditions, but how we respond determines whether we remain powerless or awaken inner strength. This balanced approach between action and acceptance offers guidance for personal growth, resilience, and understanding the deeper meaning of time and effort in shaping life. Life often challenges us in ways that feel overwhelming, creating fear, stress, and anxiety, much like the pressure faced by the devotees of Ujjaini when the demon Dushan caused chaos in their city. In the story from the Shiva Purana, the people did not have the power to stop the demon directly, yet their sincere prayers and collective faith awakened the fierce form of Shiva, known as Mahakala. Symbolically, this teaches an important lesson for our own lives. We all have inner strength that may remain hidden until circumstances demand it. Modern life presents similar challenges: stress at work, personal difficulties, or situations that feel beyond our control. But these pressures can be the catalyst for discovering resilience and courage we did not realize we possessed. The story also emphasizes the role of discipline and consistent effort. Just as the devotees maintained their practices and prayers, individuals today can use meditation, reflection, or mindful routines to stabilize their minds during challenging times. Psychological studies support this idea, showing that regular routines, self-reflection, and focus on positive actions reduce anxiety and improve decision-making, allowing people to respond more effectively to difficulties. In a symbolic sense, awakening our inner Mahakala is about transforming fear and frustration into calm, focused strength, ready to face life's challenges without being overwhelmed. Another aspect of the story is the concept of ethical living. The devotees acted righteously and did not try to fight the demon through aggression or selfish means. Similarly, in our own lives, maintaining honesty, compassion, and fairness strengthens personal resilience and builds trust in relationships and communities. This approach aligns with the lessons found in classical texts like the Bhagavad Gita, which highlight the importance of performing duty sincerely while remaining aware of the greater order of life. Finally, facing challenges with courage often inspires others. In the Ujjaini story, the appearance of Mahakala restored balance and courage to the people. In daily life, when one person rises with strength and calmness, it can motivate those around them, creating a positive chain of action. By recognizing and cultivating our inner Mahakala, we are reminded that every difficulty holds an opportunity for growth, self-discovery, and the development of courage that extends beyond ourselves. The story teaches that facing fear with awareness, disciplined effort, and ethical action allows us to transform even the most daunting challenges into lessons of strength and resilience. The story of Mahadeva becoming Mahakala also carries an important lesson about justice, courage, and the need to rise when wrongdoing threatens harmony. According to the Shiva Purana, Dushan's injustice and attacks on peaceful devotees created fear and imbalance in Ujjaini. In response, Shiva appeared in his Mahakala form to restore order. This narrative shows a clear pattern found in many Hindu texts. When dharma or moral balance is threatened, a powerful force, whether symbolic or divine, emerges to protect it. While the appearance of Mahakala is described as divine, it can also be interpreted symbolically as a reminder that courage and action are necessary when injustice grows too strong to ignore. Standing up for truth and justice does not always mean acting with violence. In the story, the devotees did not try to confront Dushan with weapons or anger. They prayed, remained steadfast, and maintained moral discipline. This teaches that true courage combines patience with ethical action, a principle that is applicable in our daily lives. When we face unfair treatment at work, in communities, or in personal relationships, taking calm, responsible action often produces better results than reacting impulsively. History shows many examples of social reformers who achieved change through disciplined and ethical persistence, reflecting the same principle that the Puranic story highlights. The story also shows that imbalance, wrongdoing, or misuse of power does not last forever. Just as Dushan was defeated by Mahakala, challenges in life eventually pass when faced with awareness, effort, and resilience. This insight encourages people to keep hope and confidence, even when situations seem difficult or unjust. Life can feel overwhelming at times, but consistent courage and patience allow individuals to navigate challenges effectively and inspire others around them. Another message is that inner strength can awaken when needed. Just as the divine force of Mahakala appeared to restore balance, human beings often discover hidden resilience and courage when facing extreme pressure. The narrative reminds us that responsibility, moral action, and awareness of consequences are essential in overcoming adversity. By reflecting on the story, viewers can understand that justice, courage, and persistence work together to restore harmony, and that challenges are opportunities to awaken both inner strength and collective wisdom. In this way, the tale of Mahakala becomes not only a story about divine protection, but also a guide for personal growth, moral responsibility, and the courage to rise when life demands it. As we come to the end of this story, it is clear that the events in Ujjaini, where Mahadeva became Mahakala, carry lessons that go beyond mythology and connect deeply with our own lives. According to the Shiva Purana, Dushan's attacks on peaceful devotees prompted Shiva to appear in his powerful Mahakala form. This shows that injustice and imbalance call for a strong response, whether we understand it as divine intervention or as a symbolic message about courage and responsibility. The story also reminds us that time, or Kala, is a force that cannot be escaped. It changes everything: empires, wealth, youth, and life itself. And even those who misuse power are ultimately affected by it. The city of Ujjain, as an ancient center for astronomy and time measurement, adds another layer to this message, showing how human understanding of time and order has always been linked with the idea of balance and justice. Beyond the historical and scriptural facts, the story teaches a practical lesson. Life often brings challenges, fear, and moments when we feel powerless, much like the devotees faced with Dushan. In these moments, courage, patience, and consistent effort become essential. The devotees did not fight with anger or weapons. They maintained moral action, prayed, and stayed disciplined, which ultimately led to the appearance of Mahakala. Similarly, in our daily lives, facing problems with focus, ethical choices, and calm determination helps us overcome difficulties more effectively than reacting impulsively or blaming fate alone. The story also shows that hidden strength can appear when needed, reminding us that every challenge holds the opportunity for growth, self-awareness, and resilience. In the end, Mahakala teaches us that destiny is not a cage, and time is not an enemy. Instead, challenges, fear, and injustice can awaken inner strength, guide ethical action, and inspire courage in ourselves and others. By reflecting on this story, we can understand that facing life with awareness, patience, and consistent effort allows us to respond wisely to difficulties, transform fear into action, and build a stronger, more balanced life. This is a lesson that is as relevant today as it was in the times of Ujjaini and Mahakaleshwar